Jared, when you look at the third period, yes, there's the power play and the fact you're able to take advantage of it, but how do you assess a period where it felt like you never really let them gain control and it just seems like it snowballed from there?
Well, the power play is what gave us the life, right? Like, you got to earn your penalties too. Like I thought it was hard fought, hard checking game. Offense was tough to come by. Skilled players are making some plays, and you get some opportunities if you get the right bounce, rebound, etc. But there wasn't a whole lot of room to move, which was fine. That's what we expected. And then eventually we kind of work and get the power plays. And, power play came up huge. It's the difference in the hockey game for us tonight.
You've talked a lot about the second line, and Parisi and Lehkonen are scoring a lot, but Casey Middlestat today has 3 assists, and specifically on the Lehkonen one, just kind of waits out the goalie and then passes it. Just how much has his game evolved? You told me a week ago he was kind of in a lull to end the regular season. Just what have you seen from him in these 3 games?
He's turned up his intensity of his game. It's like that. That's what. So you notice the great pass. It's a skilled play, high skilled play. He makes a few other high-skilled plays that lead to scoring chances tonight. But I was most impressed with him with his wall work. Like, he's been heavy and strong on pucks on the D-zone walls and O-zone walls. Guys trying to check him. He's comfortable with guys playing on his back, reaching around him, continues to move his feet. And he's a guy that once it's on his stick, he can survey the ice and check off option 1, 2, 3, etc. And then it's just making the right decision from there. So I just think it's intensity, it's excitement to play this time of year, and his game's gone to a whole new level, and he showed it here tonight.
Rod, then D-back.
Obviously, the third period scoring explosion gets a lot of attention, but to play your goaltender back-to-back games now, the start of the third, you're in that because of the way Georgia was playing between the pipes, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought, again, scoring chances were hard to come by, but we have some breakdowns, right? And some I didn't like, and when we had him, he was there. He made big saves. A breakaway goal off the control forecheck, huge save. We go back down, get a chance at the other end. He was doing that all night. He looked strong down low around the net, wasn't giving up a bunch of rebounds. And I thought our team did a nice job in front of him too, like blocking shots and getting in the shooting lanes and knocking pucks down. But, you throw a lot of pucks to the net like we are and like they are, there's going to be pucks that people track down and you need to save. And I thought he was awesome again tonight, So it gives us time to just keep chipping away, and eventually we earn some power plays and capitalize on them. But yeah, Gorgie, first star for me tonight.
Coach, how fine of a line do you want the guys to get to between the intensity you need and getting out of control? Where's that line for you?
I think you have to give the intensity that you need at all times, and if that requires a little bit of some extracurriculars, so be it. We don't want to get pushed out of a game. We got some big, strong guys and tough guys, and we want to be a physical team, and we have been. We were tonight. Both teams were. It was a well-played, disciplined hockey game, and we came out on the top. We got to go try and do it again.
Coach Devontae's takes that, sticks a face, blood all over the ice, has a 2-point night. What does that say about him as a player to just have that kind of warrior mentality?
Tough to keep guys out of the lineup and off the ice this time of year. Like the further you go, the more games you play this time of the year with the intensity and physicality of the game, everyone's going to be dealing with something. But they also know how important it is, and it's win or go home, So it doesn't surprise me that he came back, guys. That's what we've come to expect from hockey players, and that's scary when you see a guy go down and stay down, and there's blood all over the ice. You never want to see it, but get him back there a couple minutes later, quicker than I thought he'd be back actually. So it makes an impact right away.
Sam Girard comes back after a couple-week absence. What kind of impact did he make? And then also his ability to step into an intense situation after a couple weeks
off.
I
thought he was great. Yeah. Well, he's been working, that's the one thing is even though he was working back, he was able to go on the ice and stay on the ice and keep his hands and keep his legs. So that's really important. It doesn't mean he wasn't dealing with some stuff along the way, but it like you look at his breakouts, his ability to escape the forecheck. I mean, G's a complete 200-foot player, right? Offensively, defensively, makes an impact, but he really helps on the breakouts for us.
Granted, it's still early, but you think about the contributions you received tonight. How much of a contrast is that compared to last year's first round where it felt like trying to get that depth everywhere was a little bit more of a challenge?
Well, last year we had no goals outside of our top 3 forwards and defensemen. This year, I don't know. You'd have to total it up, but it's huge contributions. We're a deeper team. There's no question about it. We're playing a really good opponent, and we're still finding a way to chip in through the lineup. And like I said, you need it this time of the year. When you eliminate 16 teams now in the league with what the cap's been doing the last handful of years, like, you're playing a good team no matter what. And not that we didn't last year, but, I mean, the lack of scoring is a lot of pressure on our top guys to just get it done, you know, and we just couldn't find the back of the net with anybody else. So this year it's a different story, so far anyway.
Coach, you talked to us about Nate's commitment to play a 200-foot game in the last couple of years in the playoffs. It's early and he's still getting his points, but are you starting to see that part of his game really ramp up to the level that you want in the playoffs?
Well, I thought he was outstanding in Winnipeg. Outstanding. You know, I thought those guys had a tough start to the game tonight, our top line. And they got better as the game went on, and then they made an impact when it mattered most in the third period. But like, he's been in that mode for a little while here, right? Trying to dig us out of the little slump we had going in. I thought they were that line, him especially, during that 9-1 stretch. It was a complete hockey game. It wasn't just like looking for points. And as many points as he's had, it's, you know, it sounds absurd to say that he's just not looking for points. Like, he understands how to play the right way. He's learned that over the course of his career, and he's pretty consistent with it throughout the course of the year. And you see it usually, like, it's not that he's more committed to it in the playoffs. It's just that it's tougher to do during the playoffs, to shut teams down, to still create. But he finds a way.
You mentioned there being a tough time generating a ton of scoring chances. Every once in a while, you guys have a flurry of shots, power play for sure, 5-on-5 in stretches, and you guys are often first on those rebounds and those loose pucks. Is that a mentality thing? Can it be taught? Why are you winning the box-out battle?
Well, I think it goes in spurts for both teams. Like, sometimes you need in order to win the net front battle. Sometimes it's just like you could throw pucks to the net there for 30 minutes and not get the rebound you want. And you might track them down, but you're not creating any scoring chances out of it. And then you shoot it 5 more times, you get 5 great rebounds that you like. You know, it's about getting to the right spots. It's certainly taught. It certainly has to be a mentality this time of the year. Like, you got to get to the interior of the ice as hard as it is, and you got to keep battling. So, I mean, they're doing it. I felt like they won that battle in game 1. I don't know. I have to look at all of them to say that we won it tonight, but we certainly did some good things, and we've been hungry around the net in the first 3 games. So, got to continue with that, because that's what's leading to scoring chances for us.
Last 2, Megan, then Colin. You mentioned the power play advantage in the third period, but even before that, does it give you a sense of confidence playing at home that you can make the necessary push entering that period down a goal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just, regardless of home or road, like, it certainly helps when you get your fans cheering you on. I thought the crowd was outstanding tonight, like, from the second we stepped out of the locker room. And they help. It helps keep the energy and juice up. But, yeah, I don't know. I think that it's a tough question to answer. We go with the mentality that, like, the only score that matters is the one at the end of the game. Like, we're not going to get rattled up to, down to, or we're trying not to. We just want to stick to our process, right? It's what we've been preaching all year. We've been really good at it. We've come back in a lot of games this year. Some of them we've had good starts and fallen behind. Some of them we have had poor starts and fallen behind. But regardless, you got to try to fight and find your game, and you got to try to stick with your process right till the final buzzer, and that's regardless if the game's in hand or if it's still up for grabs, you know. And I do think that our guys believe that we can come back because of the firepower we have. I mean, we finished first in scoring in the entire league, so we should feel like if we're doing it right and we stick with it, that we're going to get some opportunities. Finding the back of the net some nights is easier than others, but you got to stick with what works for you, and our guys know what that is.
Coach, quick turnaround, late game tonight, and back at it at 12:30 on Sunday. Is that kind of an advantage or a disadvantage with how the team was,
Neither.
the momentum?
I don't think it's either. It's reset and go again. You know, like they get the exact same rest we have. It's the beauty of the playoffs. It's an even playing field when the puck drops next game. It's just that simple. Thank you, Jared. Yep, thanks.